Hello and welcome. Today I just have a short video for you to show you how I turn one of my vintage finds into some lovely tags to use in my journals. The first 30 seconds of the video is a recap from an older video, so if you've seen it, please bear with me and we'll move on to some new content very shortly. So I'll show you what I did. This is an album of Brooke Bond picture cards. It has all these cards that someone's dropping everything on the floor. Somebody's collected and stuck into this album. But the pages have got a lovely patina there. They're sort of creamy off-white colour, so I won't need to do anything with them, and I'm going to cut them and make them into little cards. So I'm not going to remove the cards from the page, I'm going to cut the pages into little sections and make cards with them. I've cut all my pages to size to make nice little cards and curved the corners. Some of the only two out of the whole book, 2 cards had to be removed because they fell right on the cutting edge. So you can see there I've had to remove the card. I did that rather than cutting it in half, but you'll see on the finished card it won't matter, it will still look lovely. So now I'm just going to ink the edges. I just think they look much nicer when they're inked. It's a little bit tedious, but it's definitely worth doing, I think. Makes it look so much nicer. There. So can you see that? Compared to that, I think it looks a lot nicer when it's inked. So I'll do that to each card. So you can see I got lots of cards from just one book. Some of them have got 2 collectible cards on the side, on one side and one on the other, and some have just got, where are we? Some have got 2 on each side. And I think some have got 1 on each side, like this one. They all look gorgeous though, I really love them. I love the images on the actual book page. But they look so nice where the cards are just stuck on. So I got lots of that size, and I also got quite a few of these smaller ones with just 1 card on one side and some one card on each side. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do is a little bit of embossing somewhere on each card, just to add a little bit of texture. I'll come back and show you when I've done that. So on each card I'm just going to choose an area that I want to emboss. On this one it'll be the bottom edge here because nothing else is happening, so that will look nice there. But on this one I'm going to do it down this edge here because I find that the embossing distorts the writing. Someone might want to read that. I've chosen to use this embossing folder, Cottage Floral, and I'll just line it up where I want it, on the bottom there somewhere. Try not to wobble the camera too much. Not very easy when you're embossing. So be prepared to feel a bit seasick. There we go. Ooh. There. Not quite. That's it. And there it is. Just a little bit of embossing there, and I've done this other one too. Just adds an extra bit of interest. There, that's a little bit of embossing on each card. And do you remember that one where I had to tear the card off at the back? I've put the embossing at an angle here, and it's covered where I've torn the card off. So I think that looks fine now. So now I just need to choose some ribbon to add to the tops and make a little tab. So now I'm going to find a piece of fabric that coordinates with each of these cards, well, fabric or ribbon. So I'll just hold up the card and audition the different ribbons against it, and then just pick one that I think goes nicely with that card. Quite like this one because it's got the darker colour in it, which goes nicely with the card. Yeah, I think I'll put that one with that. So I'll just go through each one and decide which fabric or ribbon I'm going to use with it. That's quite nice. So I'm just picking a colour in the card and trying to find something to coordinate with it. That will look nice for a little tab at the top. Maybe a piece of ribbon as well. There, that goes nicely. I've chosen my pieces of ribbon and fabric, and now I need to attach them to the card. I'm going to do that mostly by punching a hole through the card. Some of them, like this one, I'm just going to, I think I might just staple it and make a tab at the top. Not really sure yet. I might punch a hole in that as well. Anyway, the first thing I need to do, for a couple of them, I've chosen here just a little scrap to attach first, and then I will punch the hole through that and then add the ribbon. So the first thing I'm going to do is just glue on those little patches before I punch the holes. There we go. Don't want to cover up too much of the writing. There, that will be fine. Just poke that through there. And then thread that through the loop, the long bits through the loop. I'm not making this look very easy, am I? Is it gone? It's because I'm trying to do it at a funny angle for the camera. Oh my goodness, there we go. There, so I'll do that for each one. Some of them I think I'll staple, and then I'll come back and show you when they're all finished. But that looks lovely, doesn't it? So after all that fiddling around, I'd threaded the fabric through the wrong card. Did you notice? So I've switched it around and put it through the right card now. And I've finished quite a few. So let me show you them. I'm quite pleased with how they turned out. For most of them I've punched a hole and then threaded the ribbon through and then folded it over and stapled it. And for some of them I've threaded it through and tied it, as you saw me do earlier, like this one. I've got glue all over my hands. So let me show you them a bit closer. These two I've made previously on a different day, but in the same way, so I thought I'd show you them. On this one I wasn't too keen on the shiny satin ribbon, so I put a piece of torn cotton bedsheet in there with it, on there with it. I think that looks nice, sort of tones it down a bit. I have quite a few pink ones. I'm always drawn to pink, but also there's quite a few pink flowers, so where I was coordinating the fabric with the card, it turned out quite a few pink. But I'm pleased with how they came out. I think they look lovely, don't you? I hope you've enjoyed watching me make these pretty little tags, and I hope it's inspired you to make some yourself. Thank you for being here with me, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.